Hey, what's up, guys? John here. Hurricane Helene could cause the biggest crisis in American history, and people don't understand the true severity of what's about to potentially happen.
Hurricane Helene is bearing down on Florida and is set to bring potentially catastrophic flooding.
Right now, it is a Category 2 storm.
Hurricane Helene has strengthened and is now a Category 3 storm.
And may continue to strengthen and become a Category 4 hurricane.
Citizens Insurance Group, which insures roughly 1.1 million policies inside of Florida, they just had a conversation, budget.senate.gov, with Biden administration and Ron DeSantis about the solvency of Citizens Insurance, which basically has this large lock on the entire Florida housing market. If they go insolvent, which is the conversation, White House presses Citizens Property Insurance for answers about companies' solvency. Renewed call for information comes after Governor DeSantis' statement that Citizens Property Insurance Corporation is not solvent. So this is what's going on. You have mandatory evacuation orders all along the Gulf Coast. All along the Gulf Coast. They say this isn't just going to be a Florida problem. This is going to hit Atlanta right on the nose. It's going to hit right here, Atlanta. Then it's going to go and hit Nashville. You start to look at what's unfolding right now. We're going to walk into an insurance crisis.
The approaching hurricane could impact your home insurance rates in Florida.
Homeowners are getting crushed with rising insurance costs.
Home insurance has skyrocketed by a whopping 130%.
Now, many people might say, well, good insurance is too expensive as it is. If these insurance companies go out of business, then it'll be good for homeowners. Homeowners that have a mortgage have an obligation to their mortgage company to have insurance. If insurance skyrockets because Citizens Insurance Company goes out of business, just imagine what would happen. We would see a financial crisis being felt by millions of people. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. CNN's predicting that we're going to see, potentially water 20 feet high. 20 feet high. And they even say that according to the National Weather Service, that they're using the word unsurvivable storm. That's what they're saying. An unsurvivable storm surge. They're talking 20 feet high. You start to think about how high that is and what that would look like for a single story home, right? I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to give you the facts, kind of show you what potentially could be coming and why I think this could be a major, major crisis. Please hit the like button. When you do, YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's happening in our housing market and our economy. Take a look at this. In July, a report on the fall of Denver and the fall of Ohio, 2 months before the media. In 2023, I predicted federal rent control would come and food price controls would come to combat inflation. The White House is now working to make both of these laws.
Passed the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
My incredible team provides tomorrow's news today. Only 30% of all viewers are subscribed. If you subscribe, the algorithm will reward the channel and we can expand and grow and hire more researchers. Thank you for simply clicking the red button to subscribe to the channel. Now on to the video. This evacuation order, these are all mandatory, so people don't have a choice. These are, you can see the red is all mandatory, and the others are voluntary. So everything in red is all mandatory. People have to leave. So this scenario, as Helene bears down, insurance woes add to Florida's homeowner anxiety. Some residents are living in homes that haven't been repaired since the last storm because of inadequate homeowners insurance. Florida resident Michelle Curtis spent much of her Wednesday securing her beach house and preparing to transport her horses and dogs from her family in Perry to a friend's property several counties away. Hurricane Helene will be the third major storm to hit her region in 13 months, and Curtis and her husband have become experts at battening down the hatches. She joked from a gas station 12 miles north of Perry, "We can only do what we can prepare," right? And the rest, you just leave it up to the Lord, she said in a phone interview. Helene was forecast Wednesday evening to become a Category 4 hurricane before it makes landfall in Florida. Now, she says that they pay upwards of $900, roughly $900 a month, $10,000 per year presently. You start to get an idea of how fast insurance prices are going. 2019, the average policy in Florida, $1,988 a year. The average. Now, $10,000. We could see a scenario where we see insurance rates hit $20,000 a year. I know it might sound crazy. $15,000, $18,000. If it can go from $1988 to $10K, it can go from $10K to $15 to $20K. When you look at the cost of materials, the cost of labor, all the crises, everything that's happening, which seem like quarterly now, these insurance companies are in business to make money. They're not in business to lose money. They're not non-profit organizations. They're going to take rates where they need to take rates to run a profitable business. I mean, look at the change in Louisiana, up 23%. Maine, 19%. Michigan, 14%. Utah, 13%. Montana, 12%. All double digits. Now, what's fascinating here is, this conversation, many people think, look, I don't live in Florida, John. I'm in Maryland. I'm in North Dakota. I live in Denver. This isn't a problem for me. It's a problem for them. The reality is that these insurance companies are not going to isolate their problems to one specific area and just suffer massive losses in that area. They're going to spread their problems out so all of America can feel it. And that's what is going to be happening next. Hurricane Helene, in this scenario, is going to be a major, major problem that's going to be felt. Hurricane Helene could bring catastrophic and deadly storm surge to parts of Florida's Gulf Coast. Now, I'm located near Miami. I looked out my window this morning about 7:30 a.m. Things were looking pretty rough, and I'm far from where this is happening. I'm a couple hundred miles away. Here, Cape Coral pauses foreclosure prevention program due to overwhelming demand. So people are already extremely leveraged, and they already can't afford the insurance problems as they are. A realtor stepped in here and said, you know what? This situation says, while there may be many foreclosures in Cape Coral right now, may not be many foreclosures in Cape Coral right now, Weeks thinks first-time homeowners could be in a difficult position, especially with rising insurance costs. So this was before what's coming, June 14th. This is before it. So you just start to look at Orlando, 21 hours ago. Orlando foreclosures highest in the nation, among the highest in the nation. Then you look at Newsweek. They posted this article talking about foreclosures, people losing their homes. They have this here saying that, we have to increase, Citizens has to increase their rates by 13.5%, 14%. Newsweek said some policies are going to go up 93%. So here, Florida's largest insurer has requested a 13.5% rate hike, right? And it needs a nearly 93% increase to match the competitive market. And the 93% increase is going to be here. A multi-peril policy will need to increase by 92.8%. And according to Insurify, it's not just this lady that says it's $10,000. Insurify is saying that it's $10,996 in 2023. So saying $15,000, $18,000, $20,000 for an annual policy is far-fetched or crazy or just not happening. If they're claiming nearly $11,000 in 2023, and this storm causes tens of billions of dollars, hypothetically, in damage, do you think it's going to go down? Or do you think it's going to go up? Is it going to go to $12,000, $13,000? If it goes there, it's not going to go down. Whatever goes up and doesn't go back down in terms of pricing for Americans, it's only going to continue to rise and get more and more expensive. Florida is the land of retirees, snowbirds, and people on fixed income. Not many people are going to be able to absorb this type of impact. They're just not. And when you look at the flight path of this, it's basically the real estate speculators' path. Atlanta, 30% of real estate transactions during the peak were located in Atlanta. Nashville, Tennessee, got 18,000, 20,000 vacant apartments in Nashville. Everyone was moving. They were moving where? They're moving from Los Angeles, San Francisco, Philadelphia, New York City. They're going to Florida. They were going to Tennessee. They were going to Texas. All of these areas are getting greatly impacted by insurance problems. And I think that these problems are likely just starting. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Sheldon Whitehouse sent a letter on Monday to Citizens Property Insurance Corporation renewing all requests for information documents sent out in the committee's November letter related to the company's plans to address increased underwriting losses from climate-related extreme weather events and other disasters. The letter follows new comments from Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis to CNBC that Citizens is not solvent. So you have the governor of Florida telling CNBC that it's not solvent, and they have 1.1 million policyholders. Like, you just think about where these 1.1 million people are going to go. You think they're going to go to a cheaper solution? No, because if they had those options, they would. Right? They're going to go to a much more expensive alternative. I think we could see a scenario if this does unfold where we're going to start seeing a lot of predators kind of stepping out saying, hey, look, I'll open an insurance company. We're going to start to, charge X, Y, and Z, because they will have the option. They'll be able to charge what they want to charge, and people won't have any other alternative. I mean, this scenario is ramping up very, very, very quickly. In November, the committee launched an investigation into Citizens amid growing concerns about the insurer's long-term solvency and possible requests for a federal bailout should losses exceed the company's ability to pay. Florida is on the front line of climate risk, and the state-backed insurer of last resort, Citizens, faces potentially catastrophic exposure to climate-related property losses. Even the CEO of Redfin, Glenn Kelman, came out saying that people aren't taking climate seriously, and because they're not taken seriously, the actuaries will, the lenders, the insurance companies will take it seriously, and people are going to suffer massive losses for not taking it seriously. This is the CEO of Redfin making these claims years ago. We could see something shocking happen throughout Florida coming very, very, very soon. But I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think that this scenario throughout the entire panhandle is just going to change history for Florida? Let's talk about this below. You think we're going to see insurance rates skyrocket throughout America for 2025 due to what's happening right now? Let's talk about it below. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself what I believe is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in American history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com, click the link in the description just below this video, schedule a free call, and catch you next video.